This video explains disability workforce reporting, a consultation produced by the Cabinet Office. The consultation begins on the 16th of December 2021 and ends on the 25th of March 2022. It is also available at www.gov.uk/government/consultations/disability-workforce-reporting. We recommend watching this video and completing the form at the same time by following the instructions we provide. About this consultation. This consultation is aimed mainly at large employers, representative organisations for large employers and their representative organisations, disabled people, disabled people's organisations, disabled staff networks and trade unions. To request the paper in an alternative format, please write to Disability Workforce Reporting Consultation Disability Unit, 10 Victoria Street, London, SW1H 0NB. Telephone 07749 722203 or 07922 384293. Email duplications@cabinetoffice.gov.uk. How to respond. The consultation exercise is accompanied by an online survey, which can be found at the following link: equalityhub.citizenspace.com/cabinet-office/disability-workforce-reporting-consultation. You can also reply by post or email. If you respond by post, please send your response by 25th of March 2022 to the following address: Disability Workforce Reporting Consultation, Disability Unit, 10 Victoria Street, London, SW1H 0NB. If responding by email, please send to the following email address: duplications@cabinetoffice.gov.uk. Additional ways to feed in your views. We're holding a series of stakeholder meetings. For further information, please email duplications@cabinetoffice.gov.uk or ring 07749 722203. Response paper. A response to this consultation exercise is due to be published by the 17th of June 2022 at www.gov.uk/government/consultations/disability-workforce-reporting. Forward by Chloe Smith, Minister for Disability, Health and Work. Our National Disability Strategy, published in July 2021, set out over 100 wide-ranging practical actions to improve the everyday lives and opportunities for disabled people. The strategy focuses on the issues that disabled people have told us matter most across all aspects of life. It can be no surprise that prominent amongst these is to have the same opportunities as anyone else, to find a good job with a supportive employer and to be able to progress. I get this completely. The sense of independence, financial security and personal fulfillment that comes with a good job for anyone who can and wants to work is of huge value and importance. Beyond the benefits for individuals and families, so much talent and potential is too often wasted now. Making the most of disabled people's skills is not just good for employees, but also for businesses, with evidence that a more diverse workforce leads to improved financial returns. Yet despite concerted action, the employment gap for disabled people, whilst reducing, has remained frustratingly high and enduring. It is a complex challenge that needs tackling in a wide variety of ways. Many of the actions we're taking through the National Disability Strategy will help. For example, are steps to make transport more accessible, to extend education opportunities, and to challenge and change unhelpful perceptions of disabled people in society wherever these exist, and of course, the targeted steps we are taking on employment. Among these was a commitment to consulting on disability workforce reporting on disability for large employers, and I am delighted to be launching this consultation. Supportive workplaces where disabled people feel actively valued and able to be open, if they wish, about additional needs and any issues they may face are vital to progress. It is also important that employers have the information required to create inclusive workplaces. We know that views differ on how best to achieve these aims. Through this consultation, we want to better understand current good practices and the case to go further than the voluntary approach adopted to date. I would urge anyone with useful information to share and/or views to respond. Introduction. The consultation document fulfills the National Disability Strategy commitment to consult on workforce reporting for large employers, 250 employees and above, on disability. The consultation is being led by the Disability Unit in the Cabinet Office and responds to calls to improve data and transparency on disability in the workforce. Through this consultation, the government is exploring how best to increase transparency and reporting practices that support the cultural changes required to build a more inclusive society. Reporting on disability within a workforce has the potential to provide an important baseline from which employers can assess the impact of their inclusive practices on the recruitment and retention of disabled people. How we establish this baseline, however, requires careful consideration. This consultation includes questions on current practice and how workforce reporting on disability might be stepped up, exploring both voluntary and mandatory reporting practices. We're keen to hear from both employers and disabled employees and their representative groups. The consultation document is made up of 3 parts. Part 1 asks for information about you or your organisation, and all respondents should complete this. If you're responding from the perspective of an employer, please then answer the questions in Part 2. If you are responding from the perspective of an employee, please answer the questions in Part 3. We will use responses to build an evidence base about current reporting practices and what works well, the case for and against implementing a mandatory approach to reporting, how a mandated approach to reporting, if adopted, might be implemented in practice, if there are alternative approaches that could also be taken to enhance transparency and increase inclusive practices. The consultation is open to organisations and people across the UK, but its primary focus is on Great Britain, England, Scotland and Wales. This is because employment and equality issues are fully devolved in Northern Ireland. A Welsh language summary and consultation paper is available at www.gov.uk/government/consultations/disability-workforce-reporting. Background. The National Disability Strategy includes a wide range of practical actions aimed at making tangible improvements to the everyday lives of disabled people, focused on the issues that disabled people have told us matter most. Amongst these, many disabled people highlight the importance of being able to get a good job and to progress in their careers. The government agrees that the disability employment gap is unacceptably high at 28.4%. Whilst this is a decrease of 4.8% since 2013, the gap remains far too big. Alongside the impact this has on the day-to-day lives of many disabled people, it represents a pool of untapped skills and talent that is being wasted for our society and our economy. A number of measures have helped to develop the progress made so far. Discrimination against disabled people has of course long been unlawful, and under the Equality Act 2010, employers have an obligation to make reasonable adjustments for disabled employees. The Disability Confidence Scheme, which covers over 11 million paid employees, works with employers to help organisations recognise and make the most of the talents disabled people bring, by giving them the knowledge, skills and confidence they need to attract, recruit, retain and progress disabled people. This sits alongside a broad suite of actions across government, many set out in the National Disability Strategy, which provide targeted support and advice for both individuals and employers. Disability Workforce Reporting. We recognise the role that transparency and reporting can play in helping employers to implement the cultural changes needed to build inclusive environments. Following publication of the Thriving at Work Independent Review 2017, the Department of Work and Pensions, DWP, worked with large employers and expert partners to develop a voluntary reporting framework. The Voluntary Reporting Framework helps organisations to record and voluntarily report information on disability, mental health and well-being in the workplace. It is aimed at employers with 250 or more employees, but is also available to smaller employers. A central aim has been to increase transparency to make workplaces across the UK more welcoming, supportive and open environments in which everyone can thrive, irrespective of a disability. Employers are not currently asked to inform the government whether or not they're using the voluntary reporting framework, and evidence around its use is limited. However, research published by the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development in April 2021 found that only 21% of respondents were aware of the framework. Of these, 37% had adopted at least part of the framework. 54% of SMEs who were aware of the framework said that they had no plans to adopt it. During development of the National Disability Strategy, some stakeholders argued that mandating reporting on disability for large employers has the potential to improve workplaces and outcomes for disabled people through increased transparency. Others shared concerns around mandatory approaches, highlighting challenges for employers and the potential for unintended consequences that would go against the intended aims of such a policy. Unintended consequences might include employees feeling under pressure to disclose disability or identify as disabled when they do not want to. Another concern is that publication of a single statistic may misrepresent the work being done by an employer to create inclusive environments. Through this consultation, we want to explore the issue of disability workforce reporting further, seeking views that will shape our future approach. It will seek views and gather evidence in 4 main areas. 1. Understanding the current landscape. 2. Benefits and barriers to disability workforce reporting. 3. Considerations if mandatory disability workforce reporting was implemented. 4. Alternative approaches. Terminology. Disabled people. The Equality Act 2010 defines disabled people as people with physical and mental conditions that have a substantial and long-term negative effect on their ability to do normal daily activities. In this consultation, disabled people also includes people with chronic illnesses that have a substantial and long-term impact on everyday life, and people who identify as neurodiverse. Disabled person-led organisation. These are organisations that are run and controlled by disabled people. Neurodiversity. Neurodiversity recognizes diversity in people's brains and how brains and minds function. People who are neurodiverse include people with autism, Asperger's syndrome, dyslexia, and dyscalculia. Protected characteristics. The Equality Act sets out a number of characteristics that it is unlawful to discriminate on the basis of. These characteristics are age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy, race, religion or belief, sex, and sexual orientation. Questionnaire. Part 1. Information about you or your organization. This section seeks information about you or your organization. It will be used to check that we have received responses from across our target audiences. Demographic information will allow us to better understand trends across respondents and to consider equality impacts in any future policy decisions. If you are responding as an employer or employer representative organization or network, please go to Section A in the questionnaire. If you are responding as an employee or employee representative organization or network, please go to Section B in the questionnaire. Section A. Employer demographics. 1. What type of organization do you represent? Tick one box. Employer, employer representative organization or network, other. Please provide the organization's name. If you would like to receive updates on this consultation, please provide an email address or address. 2. How many employees or members do you have? Tick one box. 1 to 24, 25 to 249, 250 to 999, 1,000 plus. 3. Where does your organization operate? Tick one box. England, England and Wales, Great Britain, England, Wales and Scotland, UK, England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, international, UK and other countries, other. 4. What sector is your organisation based in? Tick one box. Public sector, private sector, voluntary sector, other. 5. What industry is your organisation based in? Tick applicable boxes. Agriculture and forestry, construction, education and research, energy and mining, entertainment, finance and banking, health and social care, hospitality and retail, information technology, legal, leisure and tourism, manufacturing, recruitment and human resources, transportation and logistics, other. 6. Does your organisation currently collect diversity workforce data on a voluntary basis for the following? Tick applicable boxes. Age, disability, ethnicity, sex or gender, nationality, religion or belief, sexual orientation, other, unsure. 7. What is your role in the organisation? CEO or equivalent, head of network, HR professional, diversity and inclusion professional, other. Part 1, Section B, Employee Demographics. 1. Whose views are you representing in this response? Tick one box. The views of an employee representative organisation or network. My own as an employee or other individual. If you would like to receive updates on this consultation, please provide your name and email address or address. For employee representative organisations or networks, 2. What type of organizations or network does your response represent? Tick applicable boxes. Disabled people-led organization, disabled staff network, trade union, other. 3A. Whose views does your organization or network represent? Please state the number of members your organization represents and whether members are individuals or organizations. 3B. How many members does your organization or network represent? 1 to 24, 25 to 249, 250 to 999, 1,000 plus. 4. Where does your organization or network operate? Tick one box. England, England and Wales, Great Britain, England, Wales and Scotland, UK, England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, international, UK and other countries, other. 5. What sector is the organisation or network in? Tick applicable boxes. Agriculture and forestry, construction, education and research, energy and mining, entertainment, finance and banking, health and social care, hospitality and retail, information technology, legal, leisure and tourism, manufacturing, recruitment and human resources, transportation and logistics, other. 6. What is your role in the organisation? CEO or equivalent, head of network, trade union representative, HR professional, diversity and inclusion professional, other. Part 1, Section B, for employees and other individuals. 2A. Which of the following descriptions do you identify with? Tick applicable boxes. Disabled, neurodiverse, deaf, having a physical or mental health conditions or illnesses lasting or expected to last for 12 months or more. None of the above. Other. Prefer not to say. 2B. Do you identify as having conditions or illnesses that affect you in any of the following areas? Tick applicable boxes. Vision, for example, blindness or partial sight. Hearing, for example, deafness or partial hearing. Mobility, for example, walking short distances or climbing stairs. Dexterity, for example, lifting and carrying objects, using a keyboard. Learning or understanding or concentrating. Memory. Mental health, for example, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder. Stamina or breathing or fatigue. Socially or behaviourally, for example, autism spectrum disorder, ASD, which includes Asperger's, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. None of the above. Prefer not to say. Other. 3. Where do you mostly work? If you're currently not in work, please indicate where you live most of the time. Tick one box. England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, other. 4. What is your ethnicity? Please choose the option that best describes your ethnic group or background. White, English, Welsh, Scottish, Northern Irish, British. Irish, Gypsy or Irish traveller. Roma, any other white background. Mixed or multiple ethnic groups. White and black Caribbean, white and black African, white and Asian, any other mixed or multiple ethnic background. Asian or Asian British, Bangladeshi, Chinese, Indian, Pakistani, any other Asian background. Black, Black British, Caribbean or African. Caribbean, African. Any other Black, Black British, Caribbean or African background. Other ethnic groups. Arab. Other ethnic group. Prefer not to say. 5. What is your religion? Tick one box. No religion. Christian, including Church of England, Catholic, Protestant and all other Christian denominations. Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, Sikh, any other religion. Prefer not to say. 6. How old are you? Tick one box. 24 years or under. 25 to 34 years. 35 to 44 years. 45 to 54 years. 55 to 65 years. Over 65 years. Prefer not to say. 7. What is your sex? We will ask about gender next. Tick one box. Female, male. Prefer not to say. 8. Is the gender you identify with the same as your sex registered at birth? Tick one box. Yes. No. Enter gender identity. Prefer not to say. 9. Which of the following best describes your sexual orientation? Tick one box. Straight or heterosexual, gay or lesbian, bisexual, asexual, other sexual orientation. Prefer not to say. 10. What was the occupation of your main household earner when you were about age 14? This question provides an indication of socio-economic background. Tick one box. Modern professional and traditional professional occupations such as teacher, nurse, physiotherapist, social worker, musician, police officer, sergeant or above, software designer, accountant, solicitor, medical practitioner, scientist, civil or mechanical engineer. Senior, middle or junior managers or administrators such as finance manager, chief executive, large business owner, office manager, retail manager, bank manager, restaurant manager, warehouse manager. Clerical and intermediate occupations such as secretary, personal assistant, call centre agent, clerical worker, nursery nurse. Technical and craft occupations such as motor mechanic, plumber, printer, electrician, gardener, train driver. Routine, semi-routine, manual and service occupations such as postal worker, machine operative, security guard, caretaker, farm worker, catering assistant, sales assistant, HGV driver, cleaner, porter, packer, labourer, waiter, waitress, bar staff. Long-term unemployed, claimed job seekers allowance or earlier unemployment benefit for more than a year. Small business owners who employed less than 25 people, such as corner shop owners, small plumbing companies, retail shop owner, single restaurant or cafe owner, taxi owner, garage owner. Prefer not to say. Other.